Hello. I'm sorry the color on this video is totally fucked. I have no idea why. It just is. It's Carrie's computer. I can't take credit for that. So, this is for Thane 17, who was talking about... Shh, quiet toy. Who was talking about one of the worst things that Lyme does to you is it takes your mind, and that's a hard thing to deal with. I don't know, I teach choreography, and so the first thing I noticed was that I couldn't remember what I had written or what I was doing. I was trying to teach something and I would get two parts of it confused or mix things that weren't supposed to be together, or you know, you write something and you can't remember it and then you're confused, and it was just a mess. It was a mess, you know, and it was embarrassing too because I'm supposed to be an authority on something and I can't even look competent, so that sucked. And I don't know. Now I have days now where I just can't even function. It's like last week, somebody asked for my phone number and I could not remember what it was. I mean, I've had the same phone number for what, 6 years, maybe more, and I couldn't remember it. Couldn't remember my phone number. It makes it difficult driving, you know. I'm easily confused. There was a good chunk of time there where I couldn't drive anywhere without a GPS. I couldn't get to the other side of town. Places I've driven all the time since we've lived in our house for 4 years now. I've lived in this city for 8 years, I think. And I could not find my way to places I've been driving for all those years without the GPS telling me how to get there. So any of you who are easily confused right now, I highly recommend the GPS. It's been a bit of a lifesaver for me. So I try not to drive much because I can't imagine what my reaction time would be if somebody pulled out in front of me or something. I just don't want to tempt fate. That, and I get really out of it. I'm afraid I'm gonna not be able to pay attention and miss a red light or something ridiculous. So I get really confused going out places. Our pharmacy, and you can imagine how often we have to deal with a pharmacy with two of us on medication constantly. And they know us all by we're on a first name basis, us and all the pharmacists. The closest pharmacy is at Target, and we love them. They're really awesome people. They've been very helpful over the past couple years. But Target's a really big store with really bright fluorescent lights and lots of people and stuff and displays, and I wander forever. I can go in Target and just wander with an empty cart for like an hour and have no idea what in the world I'm doing. And by the time I figure out that I'm wandering, I only figure it out because by that point my legs are numb and my knees hurt or my hips hurt, and I've got a headache because I'm dizzy from the fluorescent lights, and I'm just a wreck, and I feel like I'm going to collapse because I've been walking for an hour, which would definitely make me exhausted and prone to collapsing. So it's, yeah, definitely losing the mind. Or maybe it's already gone. So yesterday I had to teach, and it was impossible for me to remember anything about what I taught the last time I saw these kids. So I had to create entirely new exercises for them. And luckily they're beginners and I can stick with easy stuff, but I have never had to write down an exercise before. And I had to write it down, like make notes for myself on what we did. So hopefully maybe those notes will make sense to me the next time I see them, and I can actually pick up where I left off and not look like a total idiot. But I could not remember anybody's name. And I don't want to admit that I can't remember anybody's name. I mean, I remember a few of them because I've known them for like a year or two now. That helps. But anyone that I haven't had for at least a year or two, I don't remember their name. I just can't. I got a roster, so that's good. So I think I've narrowed it down a little bit so I can kind of figure out who's maybe which name, but we'll see. I'm actually considering taking name tags the next time I see them. Because yesterday it was me pointing at them and going, "You, do this." Oh, I didn't use anybody's name. No. Lately I've been having a really hard time with what day it is. Like date and day of the week. Shit, I can't even tell what time it is. Yeah. And I think Carrie has an even worse time of this than I do. Probably because it's, I mean, I know when you do the same kind of thing every day and you don't have like a schedule that dictates, well, you have to be at this place on Mondays and this place on Tuesdays, and it's hard to keep track. So, but I've been trying to mark off the days on our whiteboard calendar. It's like the greatest thing we have in our bedroom. We have a big whiteboard calendar on the wall. It's the only way we can keep track of what the hell's going on in our lives, and which isn't much really, but we still can't keep track of it. So I keep trying to mark off the days, but I can't remember what day it is to do that, so I have a really hard time with that. I have to consult my phone because thankfully that has the accurate date on it. And my poor dogs, I have a hard time remembering if I've fed them already. In the morning it's easier because I come downstairs and it's the first thing I do and they will not let me forget it. But at night, like, there's not, one set time that they eat. So there's not one set time that we do anything around here. So I could feed them and then 2 hours later think, oh my gosh, I never fed the dogs, they must be starving. And I stand there in front of the food thing and, I'm trying to figure out if I fed them already or if I should feed them, or, I'm afraid they're gonna get fat. It'll be on me. Either that or they'll get really skinny. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and if you want to share any of your own losing your mind to Lyme experiences, please do. Alright, talk to you soon.